Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel for another video today. Happy Monday. I hope that you guys all had a great weekend. I'm here today with you for my weekly GLP1 weight loss update. I do this every single week. If you're new here, my name's Brittany. I've lost over 100, I'm like 110 pounds right now since starting my Mounjaro journey and then switched to compounded tirzepatide. And yeah, I would love to have you subscribe, stick around, join us in the comment section. There's so many great, amazing people here that you can learn so much from. So we would love to have you stick around. So today, like I said, I have my update for you guys. If you caught my video was it Thursday or Friday? I can't remember, but I mentioned that I would be at the beach. I am not at the beach. This is not the beach, obviously. And boy, oh boy, do I have a story to tell you about that. But first, let's go ahead and get into the obvious, biggest part of this, which is our weekly weigh-in. So I am currently on 5 milligrams of compounded tirzepatide every single week. For me and my formula, that is 25 units a week. And I am down, like I said, 110 pounds, but that is not always the dosage I've been on. But obviously people ask me what dose I'm on all the time. So 5 milligrams of compounded tirzepatide right now. And I actually did not have any weight loss again this week. So this is 2 weeks in a row that I have not lost any weight. But I'm not necessarily trying to lose a whole bunch more. I am currently 147 pounds and I would like to get to around 140, but I am definitely okay with it going slower. I'm entering a time where I'm really focusing on like toning my body, and I'm going to be going back to the actual gym to lift weights. Starting, so the kids will all be going to school in about a week and a half actually. And so I'm going to start going to the gym in the mornings after I drop them off. This will be the first time in the last 14 years that I will have not had a kid home during the day, which I'm a little bit like in this zone of, am I gonna like be bored out of my mind and go get a job because I'm so bored, or am I gonna find stuff to fill my time? I think YouTube and all of the things will fill my time, but yeah, I'm kind of in this in between. But I am going to be going back and lifting weights and doing all of that. So my focus right now is really on toning my body up and taking the body post weight loss and trying to morph it into how I want to look with diet, with exercise, and obviously still choosing healthy options to eat and all of that. So I'm okay with not having lost any more weight this week. I'm, obviously perfectly fine with staying steady and not gaining weight. Chris this week, he has lost now. So he started at 227 and this week he was 173. So he has lost 2 more pounds. And that's a little concerning because we don't want Chris to lose any more weight. He has been trying to maintain. He's only on a shot like once every 3 to 4 weeks, and he's taking 2.5 milligrams at that time. So I don't know if we're gonna do I don't know. I'm gonna actually reach out to our doctor about it and see if he wants him to continue where he is or to decrease even further or whatever. That's in my plan for today, is to reach out to them. So I will update you guys on that as soon as possible. But those were our weigh-ins for the week. Chris lost like 2 pounds and I am exactly the same. As far as my wins versus losses for the week, I feel like I did pretty well. I definitely slacked on water this week. I think a lot of that had to do with everything we had going on last week. My sister had a baby, then we went to the beach for about 2 hours, and we're getting to that story, don't worry. And we just had a lot going on. I definitely slacked on water, and I 100% slacked on my exercise. I only took my walks like 2 days last week. Again, we just had so much going on. So I had probably more losses than wins this week. And that's unfortunate, but that just kind of is the way that it is sometimes. And this journey is forever, and you just move on and keep going. Let me know down in the comments what your wins versus losses were for this week. I always love to hear them. It motivates me to hear them, and to see what you guys are doing on your journeys. Let's talk about the beach for just a quick second. I promise this won't take too long, but I feel like I needed to say this out loud and get it off my chest. So we booked this trip to the beach. We were going to North Myrtle Beach back in June. It was after the cruise, Chris was like, you know what? I'd like to go to the beach one more time this summer. So we booked this trip for 4 nights at a Best Western in North Myrtle Beach, okay? I booked it through booking.com and I was like, it's a Best Western. Like, how bad could it be? We usually do not stay in hotels. When we go to the beach, we typically go with Chris's family and we all get a beach house. So this was different for us, staying in a hotel. We've not done that since we've had children, really. So we booked this Best Western. It has free continental breakfast. I'm like, it's gonna be great. We're gonna go shopping, lay on the beach, whatever. So we go down on Friday. Okay, we leave our house at like 1 o'clock Friday afternoon, and we go down. We get there by like 4. As soon as I walked in the lobby, I was like, this is not going to be good. Like, I honestly do not even know how this place is a Best Western, like how the chain is associating itself with this place. Okay. So it was just like really not being handled well. The customer service was just not that great. When I was checking in, the guy just like turned around and walked away in the middle of checking me in, and was gone for like 15 minutes and didn't tell me like what was going on or anything. So that was not great, right? So then we get our keys to our room, we go up to our room, and immediately I was like, oh my gosh. The reviews on this place were relatively okay on booking.com, mind you. There were stains all over our linens. There were stains on the curtains. There was spilled drinks on the nightstand, like the housekeeping had not cleaned up. One of the bed skirts had this stain on it that was like grimy and slimy. Like somebody had spilled like a bunch of lotion or something, and it had like gotten dirty. Like it was disgusting. But again, I was like, okay, we're at the beach, we'll be fine. We went out to dinner. I came back, we got some disinfectant wipes and some disinfectant spray, which I should not have to do, 100% recognize that, but I did it. I wiped everything down. I wiped the bathroom down. I sprayed the bathroom down. I wiped all the surfaces down. I sprayed everything, the whole carpet, everything. I was like, okay, we're good. It's fine. It'll be fine. We're not gonna be in here that much anyway. So we go on a walk on the beach, and we come back inside, and within like 30 minutes from going on a walk, so it's about 8:30 at night at this point, we found 3 German cockroaches. And these are not like palmetto bugs, right? So like palmetto bugs are the bugs that they get in the South that look like really big roaches and they fly. These were not them. These were the German cockroaches with the signature stripes on the back of their head that were crawling on the shower curtain, and it was disgusting. The final straw was Bryson went in to take a shower, and he like comes back out a minute later, and he's like, there's a roach on the shower curtain. And there was a German cockroach on the shower curtain. I have pictures, but to save your stomach, I'm probably not going to insert them. So we packed our stuff up and we left. We went down to the lobby. We shook I don't play. Y'all know I don't play. I was shaking things out in the lobby because I'm not trying to take roaches home with me. Because those are the bad roaches. If you don't know, German cockroaches are the ones that are nasty and they are hard to get rid of, and they multiply really fast. So I was shaking everything out in the lobby. I was demanding a refund, whatever. So we left and went home. We left at about 9:30 and we got home about 1 o'clock in the morning. We did not think that we would be able to, at that time of night, go find a reasonable accommodation. So we didn't want to like go up and down the strip looking for more places. And at that point, like I was just so creeped out that like we just came home. So we've been doing things around the house and like having fun. And we went to the pool. We're doing some back to school shopping. We might go to an arcade today. You know, we're just trying to do fun things with the kids. They were a little bummed, but like it's okay. There's the saga of now trying to get my refund because the hotel tried to say that I just left a sliding door open and that it was a flying bug, and that is absolutely not what it was. I have pictures, like I said. So they originally offered me a refund, and I should have just taken it and not said anything, minus the first night. But then they made that comment, and I commented back and was like, wait a second, no, we didn't even go out there. It was definitely not a flying bug. Multiples of them, and I think they rescinded their offer. So now I'm going through PayPal. I'm trying to get my money back through there, and we will see how that goes. But yeah, there's my little story of why we are not at the beach this week. Moving on, I'm sure lots of y'all will have stuff to say about that. There were a few really cool or really big things that happened within the GLP1 community this week as far as news goes. The first thing is that the Congress, a lot of you have probably seen this, Dave Knapp shared about this, that Congress has issued a letter, to the FDA that a lot of congressmen signed, urging them to crack down on research grade, illegal, counterfeit GLP-1 medication. So if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, I actually shared that several of these research grade people got shut down on TikTok. And it was because people on TikTok were sharing their sources, and like it was, a lot of them got completely shut down. Their credit card systems just wiped and they weren't able to ship anything anymore. And so that was kind of the start of it when the ball got rolling. And now Congress is insisting that the FDA, so essentially these are like unmonitored, completely unregulated, not API approved sources that like 503A and 503B pharmacies get theirs from. They are required to get from an API that's an approved FDA source. The research people are just like buying willy-nilly from everywhere and selling it to people, and then people are getting it tested allegedly, and then yada yada yada. So that's pretty cool. I think they do need to crack down on the safety where the safety truly is a concern, and I've said the whole time that really concerns me, research grade stuff. And so I think that I'm all for it. Like, FDA can definitely crack down on that, in my opinion, and I hope that they do. And I know that might make some gray market people mad, but it's just not safe. It's just not safe. I don't care if you get it tested. How are you doing it? How are you mixing it? How are you, like, without doctor guidance? No, it's just not safe. So I'm all for that. The second thing that I think is excellent news for the compounding community is that Hallandale, the big Hallandale pharmacy, the wonderful reputation, everybody loved them, they have decided to start making compounded GLP-1s again. This is new because they stopped doing it when the shutdowns all occurred, and now they've started again. And what this means is that there's a shift, that they see a shift in how it is going to evolve and how compounding is going to be allowed to continue, that they feel comfortable starting again. I think that that is really good news for the community. I personally have never tried any of their medicine. I've never received it from there. Mine has always either come from Red Rock or from the ProRx, which I've liked both of them. But I know a lot of people really like the Hallandale medicine. I am curious to see if they're going to add something into it or if they're going to create pure versions of it. I think I might try to research that and find out a little bit more. Essentially, the chiropractor, Dr. Jones, broke this news on TikTok a couple of nights ago, and I was sent the link, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. And I'm not the biggest Dr. Jones fan, but I do really love that news that he shared. So I think that's cool. Let me know if you've heard this as well. Let me know your thoughts down on all of these things down below. As far as my goals for the week, my kids have 1 week left of summer, and so we are going to enjoy this week and do things for fun. And so I am not really going to, like, part of this journey is just the fact that we're trying to live, right? We're trying to live in a way that we've not been able to live for our whole lives. And so with any diet and exercise program, like, you have to do it in a way that is livable. And so this week I'm going to live. I was supposed to be on vacation anyway, which I wasn't, but I'm so irritated about that. Y'all don't even know. I am going to, I told Chris, it's like, if PayPal doesn't come through, I will do a chargeback on my credit card. Like, I am not afraid. I have pictures. I sent the pictures to PayPal. And my mom tells me that I should call the health department. Let me know your thoughts on that. Do I want a big thing? I don't know. But I did go on Yelp after this whole thing happened. And within the last 3 weeks, there's been several complaints of roaches. So it's a problem. They tried to tell another person that was standing there with me that something must have just come in. And the little guy at the front desk was like, this is just the time of year. You could say that for even a palmetto bug or a beetle, but a German cockroach? No. And when I showed her the pictures of the roaches, the lady, the manager, you could tell she knew, on the look on her face, you could tell that she knew and was like, oh, darn, another one found them. So anyway, that is my update for this week. Let me know how your week has been, how you've been doing. Again, if, like I said, next Thursday, my kids go back to school and I'm going to be full-fledged weightlifter. I'm going to try to be. So if you have any, give me your recommendations for people that have really beginner friendly workout ideas that you can do in the gym. So I know a lot of people will do stuff like that, but if you have one that you love, let me know down below. I would love to hear about it. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.